Bonjour tout le monde. J'espère que vous
Je le
allez
vois,
bien.
on est live sur Facebook là.
Je sais qu'on est live sur Facebook. Bienvenue tout le monde. Welcome everyone. So we're gonna do something like unique, or maybe not that unique, or kind of different. Or I'm not sure anymore. So Danny and I. So my name is Amir Latif, and this is Danny on the left. Or I'm not sure how you guys see it. Is it the left or the right? On Facebook, I'm not sure. And we have a special guest, Steve G.
He's already drunk. We started drinking an hour ago.
Oh yeah, we did. He came when we kept our 2 meter distance.
I have 2 young kids at home. I live drunk.
Mais pour tous ceux qui regardent, ça c'est littéralement mon oncle Steve. C'est mon oncle. Vous voyez pas une grande différence d'âge entre Steve et moi. Steve, you want to tell the people how you came about, being my uncle, and we only have like 4.5 years difference?
So the way my mom explained it to me is I was literally an accident. And,
okay, so she came out straight saying,
straight out,
I love you, you were an accident.
Yeah. And so she'd leave voicemails just saying that sometimes. And I literally think what happened is my dad accidentally rolled over on my mom one night, and then I don't know, shit happened, and 9 months later, here I was.
So rolling over pregnancy.
Yeah.
That's why old people, I think, they have like those 2 single beds separated to prevent those accidents.
They put the pillows in between them. Sometimes, there's a lot of different ways to avoid like elderly sex stuff.
So today is a special day for you because one of your sons celebrated his birthday, right?
Yeah,
Adriano.
Yeah.
How old did he turn today?
4
years old. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Now, did you bother telling him that it's his birthday and try to explain why he wasn't having a party, or did you go the easy route, like not even tell him it's his birthday because he doesn't know any better?
We did the whole birthday thing, and I did the when you stop at a gas station at 3 a.m. and you're like, fuck, that deep and delicious cake looks awesome. That's what was his birthday cake. So we literally we ate it out of the thing with forks and put a few candles on it and had some FaceTime time with the family, and that's about it.
Isn't it great when they don't know any better between like a deep and delicious cake and an actual cake?
He actually preferred that cake than the real cake, so which tells me I'm gonna save a shitload of money on the future birthdays.
Can you pull that shit off with your wife, or no?
There's no fucking way.
No.
No, that will not fly.
So now we always said kids are fucking annoying, but now that you usually travel the world and everything, and you've been home for what, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
So now it's factual, right? That kids are really annoying. Have you ever been, since the birth of your kids, home for 3 weeks?
No.
24 hours a day with your kids?
No. And as a matter of fact, not even since I'm married. So been married for almost 13 years. And I really believe, the people that tell you the bullshit that the secret to marriage is trust and conversation. No, we only spend 50% of that time in the same city.
So you've been practicing social distancing to make the marriage work.
Exactly. And now
let's call a spade and call it spousal distancing. I think that's the most appropriate term.
Yeah, exactly. But fuck, now it's wherever you go, there they are.
And you got a big house, but still you can't get away from it.
Well, yeah, I got a big house. That's why I can fucking say this without getting killed.
What you miss, the thing I miss the most is actually, missing my wife and kids.
Yeah, it's a good feeling when you think about it. It's not so good now. It's yeah, and yeah, that's why I drink.
Oh, Steve Galeb. Steve, est-ce que je t'aime, Steve? Steve, OK, moi, vous devez savoir que Danny et moi, on se connaît depuis plus que 20 ans. Et Steve, je le connais depuis peut-être 18 ans. À peu près. 2-3 ans après que je t'aimais avec Danny. And there's one thing about Steve. Steve, comme moi, est devenu... a toujours été un Scotch lover. Je l'ai toujours vu avec une bouteille de scotch. Je pense que la première bouteille de scotch avec laquelle je t'ai vu, c'était un Chivas. Et t'en avais tout le temps à la maison. Et depuis ce temps-là, moi, j'ai pris goût au scotch. Après ça, j'ai été exposé à ça. Puis moi-même, je me bâtis une collection de scotch qui est bon. Fait que partage-nous avec tout le monde ici. Qu'est-ce que tu es en train de boire en ce moment?
Là, je suis en train de boire Glenmorangie.
Glenmorangie?
La Santa.
No, he said Glenmorangie. And if he says Glenmorangie and you say Glenmorangie, I'm going to trust that Steve is pronouncing it right.
Yeah.
I trust Steve better, but I've never heard Glenmorangie, but I believe it.
La Santa, which is actually really good.
Is that the Italian Santa Claus?
Yeah.
La Santa.
Ma collection de scotch, je pense que je suis rendu à peu près 75 bouteilles.
Ah,
toi, t'es prêt pour la quarantaine, man. Toi, t'es... Il y a des gens qui ont focus sur le papier de toilette. Toi, t'as focus sur les choses importantes.
Oui, et moi, ce qui est le plus important, c'est d'ouvrir toutes les bouteilles. Comme je m'en fous de garder les bouteilles fermées. Like, I want to open them. I want to enjoy them. People come over. Like, I had my whole international sales team come in one day, and each one grabbed 4 bottles, went outside, and we had like 32 bottles, and we tasted all of them.
You are very generous with your scotch. I remember one time you made me taste the Oban. Is that how you pronounce it? And I felt bad every time you kept offering because I knew it was a great scotch. So anyone who wants to go to Steve's house, he lives in Saint Laurent, great scotch collection, very generous.
I will tell you one thing. If one fucker comes here and says, hey, do you have some Coke? Get the fuck out of my house.
C'est ça le problème, Steve. J'allais te parler de ça maintenant.
Yeah.
Les gens qui te disent comme ah oui, ok, comme toi, t'es généreux, tu veux partager ton scotch, tu veux, comme avec les amateurs de scotch. T'sais? Fait que s'ils te disent t'as-tu ça, toi, du soda ou du Coke ou du ginger ale avec ça?
Ouais.
C'est comme si quand tu fais du filet mignon à quelqu'un, t'es fier de ton fucking filet mignon, puis la personne dit oui, donne-moi du fucking voisin sauce ou bien du barbecue sauce ou du ketchup. C'est la même.
Si quelqu'un me demande ça, je leur donne l'équivalent du scotch qui est comme le vin dans des boîtes. Like, I take out the worst fucking scotch there is. Ouais, quelque chose que quelqu'un m'a donné, and I'm like, okay, no problem. Yeah, it's a fine scotch. Enjoy it, fucker.
Fine scotch. I want to share with you, I want to show you something that I received, but actually never tasted it, so I'm very curious about your input on this. It's not a single malt, it is a blended scotch. Johnny Walker XR21.
Oh, really? Is that you haven't tried it?
J'ai pas essayé encore, mais j'ai vraiment hâte de l'essayer.
You know, there's some really, really good blends. Like le consommateur des single malt, 80% de la consommation des single malt, c'est par les blends Scotch manufacturers, right? Mais again, they get the same consistent taste. They know what they're doing. There's some good blends out there. You're just now really exploring all the single malts I can.
I'm just going according to the box that it comes in. When you have like a book style open box, it's got to be good, right? Like there's no shitty scotch that comes in one of those boxes.
You stumped me. I don't know. There must be. I mean, come on. Like, the box manufacturers are all over the fucking place.
But that would be smart to put a shitty scotch in a nice box, make it look nice, makes it look good.
It's fucking marketing genius. What are you talking about?
And Amir got. That's what happened.
Oh, yeah. You can put lipstick on a pig. It's still a pig, but, you know, if you're desperate enough.
So Steve, tell us real quick without going into too many details, because you know you might not want to. But what is it that you do for a living?
So I work for a company that designs.
I'm asking because I actually don't know for sure.
I'm just bringing up the website of my company here to tell you exactly.
Because you don't know, you still need the website.
just read your business card. What does it say on your business
card? They pay me shit. So I'm the vice president of sales and strategic sourcing for a company that designs, certifies, and manufactures helicopter parts. So anything to be installed on a helicopter, from landing gear to equipment for whatever mission they're doing, some firefighting tanks, buckets.
But as an Arab, when it comes to airplanes, you don't really care about the landing, do you?
I don't, but if I do, I'd like to have floats on them. If I miss the building and there's water, I just want a second shot.
Do you miss the traveling? I know when we talk, you're always out of the country, like, you know, half the year and stuff. And now that you've been home for 3 weeks, but do you miss it? You know, because you complain that you travel too much, but now in hindsight, do you miss the traveling?
I miss it a lot. It's again, yeah, you're right. I travel a lot, and when you're getting on the plane to go there, you're kind of excited. The moment you land, you're like, fuck, I can't wait to go back home. Right? But at least you get that, like you said, you get that feeling of, I miss my family, I want to go back home. Now it's
but that's short-lived, is it not?
Which one?
I miss my family part. I miss it.
No, not really, right? Because no matter what, it gets old. It's no matter if you're going to different countries and you're doing different things, it still becomes repetitive, right? You're still getting on a plane, you're dealing with the airports, you're landing. It's not a fucking life where you can just say, "Hi, I'm going to enjoy the evening. I'm going to go and visit." No, you fucking get up at 5 a.m, do your email, get out, go to meetings, have a dinner with customers or partners. By the time you're back in the hotel, it's 9, 10 o'clock, catching up on email, go to bed, get up at 5 a.m. again. So there's not much of that, you know, I'm enjoying this.
Now, in order of country, starting with the best, escort services.
Okay, so are we talking variety, quality, or price?
All of the above.
Oh, India.
Okay.
I want to know. I want to know. I'm sorry. I just want to know.
No.
Is it the price thing that just trumps everything else?
I'll tell you a story, and I hope the UAE government doesn't come after me. But I was in the UAE once, and you know, everything's hidden, right? No matter what is illegal, you can't see it. You got to know where to go. So I'm staying at a hotel that's dry, so no alcohol. And obviously, that's a fucking problem. Oh
yeah, that must be boring as fuck.
Oh, that's fucking terrible. So I end up walking to this, and I'm going to say the name, Holiday Inn. Okay. It's a Holiday Inn sports bar. So I end up going there, and I walk in with one of my coworkers, and we're sitting down. And you know, when you sit somewhere and you start looking around, you're like, something's not right. Okay. So we're sitting, and there's a square bar in the middle, and I got to tell you, there's probably about 25 women just sitting around, and it's just me and my buddy. What the fuck is going on? Anyway, so we have our drink, get a little bit nervous, and get the fuck out. So I go see a customer the next day, which is actually a military guy. And hey, what did you do? Yeah, I ended up going to the Holiday Inn. He goes, "Oh, how many hookers did you see?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "It's the Hooker Central." I'm like, "You're fucking." He goes, "Everybody knows it." I'm like, "So how come there's never any raids?" I'm like, they don't give a shit. But it was literally the United Nations. You had one representative from every area in the world around that bar. So if you talk about variety, it was all over the place.
And no one approached you?
I guess I looked too fucking confused. I was. I don't know. Or you know.
Did you look poor? Were you well dressed?
It's very possible I looked poor at that point because I had the drunk accountant look, like the fucking tie was a little off, and I looked like disheveled. I looked like I had just had a rough fucking day at the office.
Comme un gars de Revenu Québec qui travaille les samedis.
Yeah, but I think yeah, exactement. Mais, I think the funniest experience I had was in China, where actually, so they have these bar timeshares, where basically the CEOs of companies have this bar and they pay for a certain amount and they can use it on Wednesday night or Thursday night. So you go in there and it's just me and the guy that worked with me. This was for a previous company. Yep. And a CEO, and there's this huge bar taking out all the alcohol. And then he goes, a line of 12 women come out.
I'd love to witness that clap and like something happens. The only time that ever happens with the clap on light, and that wasn't very impressive.
No, this was.
I thought it was only movies.
No, and I don't know how they work, if they were powered by solar energy or how it worked, but it was just this fucking came out. And he's like, choose. We're like, no, it's okay. We're married. The cameras, no, we're good.
Cameras, especially.
Yeah. So he's like, they walk out 12 more.
Get the fuck out of here. Second round?
Second round. And I checked. It wasn't like doubled up where they changed dresses. It was fucking 12 new ones. So we're like, no, we're good. So fucking walk out 12 more. So we're like, okay, fine. Her. So we each pick one. And he goes, choose two. So we're like, okay.
What a gracious host.
Yeah, so all right, fine. So they sit on each side and we're drinking and they're fucking getting us our drink and almost feeding us grapes and the fucking leaves.
Doesn't work.
And so we're like, okay, this isn't so bad. He's not asking us to do anything fucking weird. All of a sudden he goes, now the real fun begins. We're like, holy shit. He gets up, he goes to this door, opens it up, fucking karaoke machine comes out. 3,000 songs, 2 English songs. That was it.
Okay? What were they?
I don't know. All I know is I sang fucking Copacabana about like 38 times that week. It was fucking insane. Anyways, but again, it was innocent. It was fine. They were just giving us drinks, and then we're fucking stumbling out of there. We're hammered. We're like, okay, we're gonna go now. We're walking out. He's like, oh, okay, bring girls with you. We're like, no.
They have pour emporter hookers.
Yeah, so I always say, c'est pour emporter. And where did the other fucking 32 girls go? Like, where did they disappeared? I never fucking saw them.
Probably no one ever has either.
No, probably not. No, whatever. They'll find another job, I guess.
And when you came back, did you suddenly just give to foundations or charities that help with human trafficking? Was that guilt in you?
They didn't feel trafficked. I mean, they came out to a clap. They weren't chained. They seemed fine. It's trafficking. I think it feels like it should be more forceful. No, I don't know. What do I know? I don't fucking deal with this.
Steve, il faut que je te pose des questions parce que moi, je te connais super bien. Puis entre ce que tu fais dans la vie puis ta personnalité, comme il y a des choses que comme.
Sam, demande la question. How do I hold on a job?
Not how do you hold on. How come you're not a fucking comedian? C'est ça que je veux comprendre. Comment ça se fait que tu as choisi la voix sérieuse?
Ouais, puis avant que tu répondes, moi j'ai toujours dit que mon idole d'humour, ça a toujours été toi. Comme t'as toujours, tu sais, le 4 ans de différence entre toi et moi, j'ai toujours comme rêvé d'être toi d'un jeune âge. T'as toujours été le gars le plus drôle que je connaisse. Vraiment, de loin, tu l'es encore le gars le plus drôle que je connais. Puis moi, j'ai su que je voulais faire de l'humour dans ma vie à cause de toi, parce que j'avais 10 ou 11 ans, puis j'avais vu Eddie Murphy Delirious, puis c'est toi qui m'as montré ça. Puis le jour que j'ai vu Eddie Murphy Delirious, je me suis dit, OK, this guy, Eddie Murphy right now, I had never seen stand-up before. He's the most powerful guy in the world to just have a mic, have thousands of people, and he's just making him laugh and laugh. And I knew from then on that I needed to do something with humor. But Amir's question is right, man. Like anywhere you go, any poker game you're at, any gathering you're at, any family gathering, friends gathering, you're always the funniest guy. You never felt like doing this, you know.
It's tough to transfer, I guess. You know, like what you guys do in stand-up comedy, in terms of a group going in cold and trying to make people laugh, is fucking tough, right? And you know, I don't know if it's I had the hey, you know, a small group of people, they kind of know me, I can make them laugh. Yeah, I can make strangers laugh as well in small groups. But going in cold with the intention or the purpose of making them laugh is a little bit more intimidating. And to be honest with you, to a certain point, is, you know, we have the same family, right? Not always all that bright. So I'm always thinking maybe they're not that smart and they laugh at my shit because they're not that smart. I don't know, right? So again,
but you know you're funny in pretty much any setting.
All right, Steve, I have a proposition for you. I have a proposition. Et libre à toi de la prendre. But I would love for you, one day, once all this crap is over, I'll give you like a month's heads up. Danny and I, we host our own show. And, you know, we have people trying out new material for 5 minutes. Would you like to do a 5 minutes?
Yeah, sure. You know what? I tried. I'd give it a shot.
Absolutely.
You would write and do a 5-minute set.
Yeah.
Bro,
I would definitely give it a shot.
Not my uncle. He can't say no to me.
No, I wouldn't. I would give it a shot.
No, but honestly, I'm not kissing your ass because I don't need anything from you at this point. But it's
you will.
I know eventually, but it's such a waste. It's such a waste that you're not doing something in no. But even if you're like writing for other comics or whatever it is. I really feel you should have a hand in something that has to do with comedy.
Well, like it's always been, you always think about it, you always dream about it, you always say, "Hey, it'd be fun to do it," and then you get married, and
then you have at your wedding singing a song.
Like I had poker aspirations one day. There's a lot of stuff that died inside me. But at the end of the day, the comedy thing is, you know what? I think I'd enjoy it even more being in the background and writing shit, right? But it's,
what is it? Is it, listen, the thing that stopped me for 30 years, I've known, I've always tried to convince myself that I wanted to be something else. I want to be in sales. I want to be in real estate. I wanted to have a business, this and that. And I was lying to people and lying to myself whenever I was asked the question, what is it that you really want to do in life? And it's all, in the back of my head, it was always humor, comedy. And, last year I tried it out. I've never had so much fun in my life. But the thing that stopped me the most was what would happen if I go on stage and no one laughs at what I say? And that was the biggest fear that kept me from doing this. And you know what? It happened to me the second time I did comedy. First time I went on stage, it went great. Second time I went on stage, it was 6 minutes of dead silence. Like the crickets didn't even come out. They're like, nothing, just fucking nothing. And you know what? It was devastating because I didn't do any comedy for about 2 months after that. I was thinking of quitting and everything. But the feeling of getting those laughs outweighed the devastation of getting no laughs. And now I'm not saying I kill all the time or what, but I do well and I'm having a lot of fun writing. I really think, listen, I don't need the competition. I really don't. Having you come on stage, I don't want to follow you. I don't want to precede you. But if it's an aspiration of yours, Amir and I run a show every Wednesday. There's maximum 25 people. So if you completely fucking tank, no one will remember it. No one will know you.
No, the thing about a small room, it's because it's a very fun room. So even if you do comedy in English or in French, whatever, they're very supportive crowds. So, and we have like big names that love our room because it's such a small and intimate crowd. So it's not a very big room. It's a small room with small capacity. So even if it's half full, let's say 10, 12 people, it looks full. So you're having fun and les gens sont devant toi. So you can speak to them as if you're like speaking to me right now, They're right in front and it's fun.
I'm not afraid of failure, right? That doesn't bother me. It's
I know. I've seen your kids.
You know what? I can't even be fucking angry at that.
By the way, we have a comment. We have a comment that Ali Sabah, he says, if these two can do comedy, you can. Steve, you should try that.
Yeah, and really, that's the vibe I'm getting from you guys.
Exactly. So, see, if us two bozos can do it, then you can do it.
I think the thing that scares me is the way my brain works, right? And I got to tell you, like a lot of the stuff that comes out that I just blurt out and make people laugh is I don't even think about it. I just say it. There's about 90% of the shit that I think that I don't say, right? That I kind of hold back because in my head I'm like, fuck, that's hilarious. I'm like,
write it down.
But that's why you're VP of something and I'm just a sales rep because I don't hold those things back. I just say them. It's you're the smarter guy.
And here's the other thing: like even if I wanted to go into poker or something, is I've built a pretty good life. I do really well and very happy. Lucky.
Did you see that? Very, very happy.
Doing okay, right? So it's the
Cute generic things I need to say as a married man with children.
No, but you know what? You guys are really. I'm impressed with what you guys did because you guys are pretty successful as well, and you know you have good careers. You're doing well, and you still took that leap, right, to do something as well. I kind of look at it as, fuck, I don't have time. But there's a way to make the time. There's a way to figure it out. There's a way to get it done.
There's always a way to make the time. The hardest part is to get the gig in Montreal. I'm not saying that because it's because we're cocky or anything. Not at all. It's very hard to try out new shit in front of a crowd that actually listens. There are a few bars when you can go and you sign up and you show up, sign up, and you perform in front of a crowd, and the crowd is people that are watching the game, and you're playing in front of 2 people if you speak loud enough. So we have a weekly show, and people are attentive. So you have that opportunity now. You just have to take whatever that 90% out of your brain, write 5% of it on a piece of paper, make a story out of it, and I'm sure it's going to be fun. I can't wait for that to happen. And I will book you, man. I will book you.
Yeah,
and
book me. Book me. I'll write some stuff and try and see what happens.
Absolutely, it's gonna be fun.
Holy shit! All right. Well, was this a fucking planned intervention? What's going on?
Yes, it is a comedy intervention.
Do you guys feel my life sucks and I need to do? What's going on?
No, man. I swear to God, I always tell people you're the funniest guy I know. I always looked up to you for comedy, and like I said, I think I think it's a waste that you're not doing something in comedy.
Nobody wants a 12-inch cock. I know you can't look up at me for that.
How do you find pants? I mean, you can't find pants. A $30 pair of pants, you have to have it altered for $45. It doesn't make sense. The economics of it don't work.
You tuck them in your socks, and I'm the only guy that can get athlete's foot on his penis. I've never been to one of your shows yet, and I think you were doing shows, and then I think you told me at one point, and I was traveling a lot, couldn't come to the show. So I'd love to go to one of those. I
haven't been allowing people that I know to come to the shows until recently. So
yeah, exactly.
Don't take it personally.
So have you ever used material that involves me, or mainly your wife and your mom and your kids?
No, right now I'm doing talk about what you know. So I'm doing a lot of wife and kids okay. Kind of thing.
So not middle-aged bad guys. Okay.
I have to.
Okay.
There is a story that you told me that happened to you that I stole, and I swore to people that it happened to me.
Okay,
and that I'm actually the one about the
orange juice.
The orange juice story. I told people it was a guy that we all know. I'm not gonna say his name. The most idiot of the guys. And the orange juice. I'm not gonna say it now, but I'm gonna write a bit of it. I actually told people that it was my story, and when you tell a lie long enough, so many times
you believe it.
You believe it. But I know it never happened to you. But it could have, and it should have, just for the benefit of the story. I love that story. But I know, guys, cette histoire est fucking incroyable. À un moment donné, je vais la faire sur stage.
Moi, j'étais convaincu quand j'étais jeune. C'est son cousin à Steve qui m'avait raconté cette histoire. J'étais comme, oh my God, that's how they came up with the term Jews. Unbelievable.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
But I added a few things.
And we had a guy at a party that believed it from concentration. Oh, wow.
That makes the story even funnier.
You took it to an extra level.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. I just go way out. Coming from an Arab, I'm going to get killed, but whatever. It's fine.
You're most hated people in the world right now, anyways.
Yeah.
So build on that.
We're all Arabs, and we all look like Arabs anyway. But I think they're the good kind.
But you did the best trick actually in being an Arab and traveling. And I did this where I work, is I hired a 6'5" Arab, right? So basically you're going to the airport, you're going through security, and you make sure you're standing right in front of him, right? And he's right behind you. And you could tell that they're looking at you and they're like, And then they just look over and go, "No, that's the guy." That's the guy.
We're gonna waste our random search on that one.
We're not wasting it on this fucker. We're getting this fucking guy. So really, I really hired this hairy 6'5" fucking Arab guy. So basically, just to save me time and security. I don't even know what he does.
But I do this bit about traveling and being Arab and my last name being Zawahery, and that I don't really mind racism at the airport because I have like a big fear of dying on a plane. So the only time I worry is when they don't stop me. Like if they're not stopping Zawahery, who the hell are they letting on this plane without checking? What the hell's going on?
And then you look to the right and there's this 72-year-old grandma being fucking frisked, and you're like, what the fuck is wrong with this airport?
Zawahery,
I'm not getting on this plane. Yeah. I know. I've been through that.
An airport story? Do you have a shitty? I have an airport story. I'll tell you after. But I want to know, Steve, do you have an actual airport story that happened to you because of your name? Well, your name is Steve. Your last name is Arabic, so it's fine.
Not so much because of my name. I've been fairly lucky with that. I've been a very lucky traveler. I haven't had really, really bad stories except when some woman made me hold a random baby. But that was it.
Let's just skip over that. Yeah.
Let's not talk about this. What?
Okay, so it's I'm sitting down and this woman traveling with twins, and she's traveling alone, and literally I put my luggage up, and she's like trying to move things around, and she had the option because she had a baby on the chair, and she had the option of asking me to put the luggage up or hold the baby, and she went with hold the baby. Why wouldn't she just say, "Hey, could you help me put the luggage up?" and instead give me her fucking baby? Like I would have just said, "Hey, could you give me a hand with the luggage and hold on to my fucking baby?" She just said, "Fucking take this," right? So I think that was a wrong choice on her end, right? But
what did you do to the baby, Steve? What did you do?
I put him in the compartment. I got confused. Yeah, but I've been lucky in travel.
Baby and bomb start by the same letter. Nah, man. Me, the worst time I was with my friend Eric. That we played poker with him.
Is that the guy who asked for fucking tea?
Huh?
Is that the guy who asked for tea?
Yes.
Yeah, the guy that dropped the same chair 3-4 times.
Yeah, and who the fuck asked for tea at a poker game?
By the way, he is listening right now.
What? You ask him, why the fuck would he ask for tea? Tell him to answer that.
I will.
We're fucking playing poker. We're having scotch. We're having beers. Like, can I have a tea?
I'll ask him now, Eric. Pourquoi, quand on a joué au poker chez Steve, tu as demandé du thé quand tu sais très bien que tu vas end up manger des chips et boire du fucking scotch? Ou de la Pabst? Il n'y a aucune raison pourquoi tu demandes. Qui demande du thé chez quelqu'un quand c'est de l'alcool? En tout cas.
And it was random. It was random. It was during a hand. I'm like, I have a flush. May I have tea? What the fuck? Where did I come from? I didn't even offer shit.
I love Eric. Eric is
he's a great guy.
I know. Mais il est tellement clumsy dans sa façon d'être que c'est zéro méchanceté. C'est juste de l'innocence, mais exagérée, genre. C'est vraiment ça. Une fois, j'étais avec lui. We're going to, that was in 2015. Ouais, 2015. On allait à Vegas, lui et moi. On a dit, tu sais quoi, on va aller à Vegas. J'avais des points, tout ça. On avait gagné, on avait été à Vegas ensemble. Puis là, c'était le self-check-in. So you put your passport and then the boarding pass, whatever, next to the customs, whatever. Not the boarding pass, but there's like a little thing where you're going on the computer. So you put your passport in, it gives you the paper, you just give it to the guy. So he gets his paper. I get my paper with like a big red X on my face. Like, what? So I go there. I'm like, sir, please follow us. I'm like, but I'm going to my, please follow us. I'm like, okay. So I see Eric. I say, bro, je t'appelle tantôt comme je sais pas ce qui se passe. Sir, have a seat. Fait qu'ils me font asseoir dans une salle où tout ce qu'il y a dans la salle, c'est moi avec 2 personnes qui sont voilées de la tête aux pieds, genre, ok? Complètement voilées, genre, qui viennent du Oman ou je sais pas quel pays comme ça ici. Puis là,
Where were you?
I was in Montreal. I was going to Vegas via New York, okay? So I was going to Vegas via New York. So I was on my plane to New York. So on my way to New York. So Eric texts me, so I have to answer him. And the girl says, "Excusez, monsieur, sorry, sir, you cannot use your phone in this area." I'm like, "But I have to text my friend, tell him that I'm here." "No, sir, you're not allowed. Please give us your phone." So
you should have said something like, "But how am I supposed to detonate it?"
Yeah, exactly. So they make me wait, and all I hear is Amir Latif, gate number, blah, 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 Amir Latif, gate number, blah, blah, whatever. So I wait another 5-10 minutes, and I go see the person, and I say, "Listen, what's happening? I'd like to know." "Sir, we have a few security questions to ask you." So I go, "Okay, so what kind of questions?" "What is your full name?" So I say my name. "What's your date of birth?" I'm like, "You do realize that I have my passport. Here's my passport. You can see." "No, what's your date of birth?" So they want to see if I'm lying. So I answer my question. "Where were you born?" I say Cairo, Egypt. "When were you a citizen?" I'm like, I really don't know, because I was like 3 months old. So sometime in 1981, 1982, I'm not sure. "Well, you should know that." I'm like, "How?" Like, I don't have the memory. I'm like, "Can I call someone? Can I call my dad or my mom and ask them?" So I call my dad. My dad was like obviously having a nap, like he always does. So I said to my dad, "Passe, quand est-ce que j'étais citoyen?" Il me dit, "Pourquoi tu veux savoir ça?" "Parce que je suis à l'aéroport, puis les Américains me font chier. Fait qu'ils veulent savoir quand est-ce que j'étais citoyen." Il me dit, "Je pense que c'est en 81, sinon c'est en 82. Je dis, "Mais c'est ça que je leur ai dit, mais ils sont pas satisfaits de la réponse." So I tell them whatever, and they ask me, "Where are you going?" And I say, "I'm going to Vegas for 4 days. I'm coming back. I'm just going to have fun with my friend and whatever." And they say, "Okay, sir, wait here." So I'm like, "Can I have my phone back?" "Yes, but you can't call." So I get a text from my cousin. She's not even in the airport. She's at home in TMR, and she sends me a text. She goes, "Amir, they are calling your name at the airport. A friend of mine recognizes your name, so you're supposed to be at this gate." So I answer, "I know, but I'm stuck with." I'm stuck there. And then they told me, "Sir, come here for it's going to take another 10 minutes. We're very sorry. It's because you have the same name of a wanted felon." I'm like, "Okay."
Really?
Yeah. So, and then I say, "So what can I do for next
I mean, the
time?"
odds are good when your name is Amir Latif.
Amir. Yeah, yeah.
You're
That's what I thought.
in at least 20 countries, 20 different people.
That's what I thought.
I'm surprised that doesn't happen to you when you order a coffee at Starbucks.
I don't. That's the reason why I don't go to Starbucks. No, so they continue, and he told me, "Listen, it's because there's a wanted felon with your name." I'm like, "Okay, is there any way to? I know I'm going to be cleared, but is there any way to permanently clear me for next time so I don't go through this hassle every time?" And he goes, "I don't know, sir. I'm going to put a note and we will see. But just to put your mind at ease, if your name was Juan Ramirez, you would have been worse off, because there's like 4 people with the same name, and like really, there's more Mexican, like Latinos wanted than Arabs."
No, there are more Arabs that are wanted, but they're more discreet, I guess.
So have you had more?
Yeah, so I missed my flight. So basically, so they said, "Okay, it's our fault. Whatever, we're gonna give you another flight." So I missed my flight, and I went to the gate, and actually, sure enough, I saw my plane like take off. So
was Eric on it?
Yeah, Eric was on it. I told him go.
Good for him. Good for him.
Did he get tea on the flight? Was there tea on the flight?
Qu'est-ce qu'il y avait du thé? Qu'est-ce qu'il y avait du thé? So they put me into a Detroit whatever escale, and I arrived actually before Eric, which was funny enough. So I was like, "Ta-da!"
Why?
You're right.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I don't know, because he had a longer wait or something. But yeah, so I was delayed because of that. That was the latest one, and the one before that was in 2003 or 2002. Around that time, I went to Miami.
You're not good with years, I noticed.
Well, I'm not. I don't remember when I went to Miami.
Or short stories.
It was the first time after September 11. No, it was the first time after September 11. I was in the plane, and I took a nap. And you see, I have very long hair. Okay, so I took a nap. Yeah, I took a nap on the window. I woke up like this. Okay, j'avais l'air comme du gars que tu veux aller voir, que tu veux pas aller voir pour acheter de la drogue. Tu sais, j'avais mes lunettes de soleil, so je me réveille comme ça. Il me dit, "Sir, please wait on the plane." So I wait. We're gonna wait for everyone to exit. There's 2 police officers coming in. I'm like, what's the problem? What's your name? I'm like, Amir. What's your last name? Latif. What's your date of birth? So I answered these questions, blah, blah, blah. Where were you born? I'm like, Cairo, Egypt. Why?
It's always with that face.
Why?
Cairo, Egypt.
Why? I'm like, no. So they asked me, why was I born in Egypt? So I'm not sure how to answer this question. My parents, they conceived me there. Like, like, what kind of question is that? Why were born in Egypt? Because I couldn't be born in Canada. What kind of question is that? So anyways, they asked me all sorts of questions, why you're going. I was actually going on vacation for like a few days. And that's it. So I was very unlucky with planes, obviously, going to the States. But after that, I went a few times to the States. And it was fine.
No problems.
Yeah, but the thing is, with a name like that, man, like, the thing is, my mom is Micheline, like, there's not more French than this. Micheline.
No, but no. It's Amir Latif. That's going to get screwed everywhere.
Genre, quand tu me vois, t'as l'impression de ou avoir peur que je te fasse comme une bombe ou bien comme commander de la bouffe de moi. Tu sais? C'est ça le problème. C'est plus sûr qu'est-ce qui se passe avec moi. Mais toi, t'as un nom comme Steve.
Steve, I think that's what helps, right? Ça aide beaucoup parce qu'un nom comme Steve is very Americanized, right?
Mais oui, ton nom, c'est pas genre Atif. Tu sais?
Yeah.
Atif. Quel nom de merde.
But I've never had a problem going in the US. I've never had a problem.
But you were born here. Maybe that's why.
Yeah,
I think beyond my name is the fact that I was born in Egypt. That really doesn't help me.
Yeah.
So with this quarantine, Steve, like thinking that you've been spending so much time at home and everything, are you having more or less sex than you thought you would?
No limits, Steve.
Definitely less.
It's fucked up, isn't it? Because the kids are always there. Like, isn't daytime sex amazing? But you can't because they don't nap at this age.
Yeah, but the problem is, I think right now the most watched YouTube video is probably how to tie your ovaries at home, or how to, like ways to make sure you don't. Now the fear is having sex and getting pregnant, because I don't want any more of these fuckers. Like, I spend 24 hours a day with them now. So just the thought of having sex, we're like, wait, that's how this shit fucking started. Like, we're not like, it's not happening again. So, and you have no energy. Like, you're working all fucking day. The kids are at home all day. So at least when you're at work, you only get home, you deal with the kids 2-3 hours, put them to bed. You can still
you got to make a window for that activity, right? But when you have all day, then that just gets neglected and you just don't get to it, right?
And right now, everything is on the schedule. Like, my work is on the schedule. I have a meeting at this time. The kids are on the schedule. We get up at this time, get dressed, do this, make sure we keep them on the schedule so they don't fucking lose their minds. Basically, if it's not in my Outlook calendar, sex isn't happening. Like, it's almost got to be there, right? Because or else it's like, oh, no, sorry. Wait, yeah, not tonight. It's everything is fucking scheduled to the minute.
Are we taking up any of your sex time right now?
No. I'm no, it's not happening.
Hey Amir, je vois que tu viens d'embarquer dans le live. Tu regardes, c'est ça?
What's going on?
Je suis en train de... Non, oui. Je suis en train de regarder... Non. Je suis en train d'essayer de répondre aux commentaires.
No, there's comments? What's going on?
Robert Hanouch says we should play FaceTime poker.
Yes.
But there's got to be a way. There's got to be an app where we each
there
have
is
our
one.
cards.
There is one.
We can.
There is one.
There is one. You can see the faces of the people, and you can play. I keep getting those pop-up ads on Facebook. It's a real app. I'll take a look like this.
You can actually deposit your own money and everything?
You can play fake money or real money. No, you can't play real money on the app. No, it's fake money.
So why are you talking about it?
No, guys.
Hold Hold on.
We can play fake money, but give it a real money value. So if you get 5,000 chip, it's worth $50.
Oh, you're ready to give these people credit?
No. What you say is you each get 5,000 play money. It's worth $50. So if at the end of the night, whoever has 20,000 chips, whoever has rebought,
yeah, but you're trusting these people to pay you after.
Oh, I know where you fuckers live.
All right,
I'll come and cough on you if I have to.
I'm down.
I need to do something. I need
to
play
Robert
poker.
Hanouch, t'es down, bro? Robert Hanouch.
Oh, yeah, I'm in.
Oh, yeah. OK, attends, on a 1, 2, 3, 4 joueurs. OK, on a besoin de comme 2 autres poker players. And we got
c'est jamais un problème de trouver les joueurs.
We need poker players, so we can't call Vincent.
Right.
He's not watching. I wish he was, but he's not watching.
Oh, he'll hear about this.
Yeah, he will. He is a donkey. He's a gambler. He's not a poker player.
He's a great
now, do you this whole coronavirus thing? Have you been following the conspiracy theories about the whole 5G tower, the Illuminati wanting to eliminate half of the planet? Where are you? Are you on the science part? How do you feel? What do you think?
You know what? There's too many fucking conspiracy theories that are made up on every fucking thing. And you know what? I can guarantee you, I'm sure there's some that are true, but I don't believe it. Like, I'm too stubborn to believe that someone actually fucking orchestrated all this shit, whether it's this, whether it's 9/11, whether it, like, there's too many, the whole Pizzagate shit with all these celebrities being involved in pedophilia. I mean, there's anywhere something happens, people will have a conspiracy theory. And the problem with conspiracy theories and social media we have now, it's all like the virus. It just fucking takes its own life and just keeps on growing and growing. So I don't believe any of this.
See, my problem is not that I don't think that there's people that are organized enough to do all that stuff. My problem is I don't want to learn about it by some guy who's living in his parents' basement with access to the internet. Like I can't have this whole world conspiracy exposed to me by Roger living in his mom's basement, unemployed, smoking weed all day, and has a good editing tool for YouTube.
If I'm convinced, okay, and look, there's a lot of smart people around me. I talk to a lot. If I'm convinced some guy who's a complete moron tells me something and presents it to me as a fact, I refuse to believe it, even if I look it up and he's right. I'm like, whoever wrote that shit on the internet is wrong too. Like, yes, it's sometimes you look at the source and you're like, there's no fucking way. I think they should get smarter people to put together the conspiracy theories and explain it to us, and then I'll believe the shit. But too many of these conspiracy theories come from fucking, because then you look at their theory online on Twitter and you're like, fuck, he's got a lot of facts to back it up. And then you go back in their timeline and I'm like, this guy thinks the earth is fucking flat too. Like, there's no fucking whatever he said here, I can't be validated. What? Are you a flat earther? Is that what you are?
Don't get me started on those. No.
Okay.
God.
Fuck, but there's, I mean, yeah.
What about anti-vaxxers? What do you think about anti-vaxxers?
Oh, that drug. You know what? I hope they come out with a vaccine for the coronavirus, but I hope they refuse to take it.
They won't. Well, they might.
Well, I'm not seeing them talk anymore. I'm not seeing much of their fucking rants anymore.
No, but they moved now to the 5G towers causing this virus thing.
Yeah. But so what do you think caused, or like, what's your theory? What do you think?
I'm going to pull a Trump and just go China.
It seems like a safe bet. Did you hear Shenzhen? Did you hear what they did? They just put in a new regulation. This just happened 2 days ago, and I'm not even fucking kidding. Go look it up. They just banned eating cats and dogs.
Yes, I saw that.
Okay, so
any domestic pets cannot be eaten.
Yeah, they're starting with pets, right? And then they'll move down the food chain, but they're starting with pets, which is it. And I've been to Shenzhen, right? And then when people ask me, have you eaten dog or cat? I'm like, well, yeah, I had beef and chicken, so yeah, probably.
I mean, they Americanize it. Yes, beef, chicken,
so
whatever.
If you go there and you have a hot dog, you actually have a hot dog.
Yeah, exactly. So I probably had, but now it's banned, so I don't know what to eat if I go there again.
Oh, man, eating a dog, man, that must be rough.
No, but when you look at it from the Indian perspective, like, Indians.
Yes, like
a dad joke, nice. What?
No, but like Indians that consider cows sacred, they must look at us like fucking crazy people eating cows, right? Just like we look at Chinese people eating dogs and cats. But when you're a billion people, when you're over a billion people and the resources aren't there to feed everyone, can't you at least understand that? No? Okay, cool.
Have you been to India?
I'm not going anywhere, bro. I don't go anywhere.
First of all, those cows, they're like, you can see their ribs. Like, they're fucking, I mean, people can't eat. You think they're going to feed the fucking cows? So, and by the way, and just a piece of advice, if you ever do go to India, if you're in a cab and you're driving and there's a cow walking by you, don't look at the cow and say, wow, she looks delicious. They don't like that.
Even like, no sense of humor about that, right?
No sense of, I said that like my first time in India. I'm in the cab. I'm like, I'm gonna pull this gem out. It's gonna be fucking awesome. It really wasn't. It was not good. I had to give him a few extra rupees so he doesn't fucking kill me.
Wow, she looks delicious. Okay.
Yeah, and by the way, she did not. Like she looked like I was gonna give her a few bucks and go buy something. But they're fucking disgusting.
Oh my god. All right.
Why did you give an all right like you wanted to end things?
No.
That was okay, let's end it all right. Steve, back me up on this. Wasn't this all right? Like, you want to hang up with someone?
Well, it's okay. He got in his airport story. We're good.
Yes, that was the whole purpose of that.
There was no, hey, let's call Steve because I really got this good airport story of travels. This will be a perfect segue.
You know me so well.
Steve travels a lot. I can ask him about traveling, and then as soon as there's a pause, I'll squeeze in my airport story.
It took, I don't know, 30 minutes to get to that segue? You should have started off with that.
I know, so I would have ended it after 3 minutes.
I think you spent less time at the airport being held than the story took.
I have a story with no segue.
Go ahead.
So about, do you remember, Danny, the day you got married?
I can't say no to that.
Okay.
That's entrapment, man. That's awful.
Before the marriage, did you have any of these marriage courses with priests and the whole thing?
I did.
I can answer that. He did.
Yeah. It's fucking weird, right? Because did you have that one-on-one interview with the priest?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. So the way I got in trouble, and then I got in real trouble with this priest. Like, and everyone I've asked was not asked the same questions I did. So he sat with my wife and he asked her, hey, are you entering into this marriage or you don't free will? Yes. Can you bear children? She's like, nah, I don't fucking know, but sure. Moved on. Then he came to me and he's like, are you getting into this marriage or you don't free will? Yes, absolutely. Okay, perfect. Can you get an erection? This is what he asked me.
That was an actual question?
Yeah, it was and I swear to God, I'm not making this up. Can you get an erection? And I just looked at him and I'm like, right now? The look he fucking gave me was, I thought he wasn't gonna marry us. And what?
No, bro, you said erection, you said no, but resurrection.
No, but and when I said like right now, he just fucking gave me a look. I'm like, yeah, yes, Father, yes, I can. And that was it, right?
No laugh, not a smile from him, nothing.
A fucking laugh. He showed up late at our wedding. I don't know if you remember. He showed up late at our wedding. We told him, hey, can you keep the ceremony to 30 minutes? It went like 55 fucking minutes.
He's like, yeah, sure, boner boy. Yeah, whatever
exactly.
you want, boner boy.
Exactly. Well, I think it's because he was upset because I didn't show it to him. But I think he was, from that moment on, he fucking hated us.
No, but I'm trying to understand. Like, let's say, okay, can you have an erection? You said you have an erection. Can you have an erection? You said yes. What if you had said no? I'm very curious to see what would have been his like advice.
Would he have gone like this? And then, like, altar boys walk in and try to give you an erection.
No problem. I'll take care of it.
You don't like these 12? I bring more.
Well, you understand, like, Catholics is the only reason to have sex is to bear children, right? And the only reason to get married is to bear children. It's not a bedroom. It's a baby factory. It's supposed to be. You're supposed to just fucking roll them out and bring them out. But I don't know, old time fucking priest, and I'm not sure if he was hitting on me or what it was, because none of the other people I know that have gotten married in the Catholic Church were asked that question. You would
ask me because I think I was hard during the interview, so he saw it. So maybe he just didn't ask, but I did not get that question.
Yeah, Danny, do you? Yeah, so congratulations.
I remember I was there at both of your weddings, but I remember in Danny's wedding something specific, and the priest says before he asks the question, all right, is there anyone here that blah 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 that is against the wedding, and let us speak now or whatever, hold your peace forever. You remember that part? And he says, this is no joke. I don't want any jokes during that part. Remember?
Oh, yeah. I remember during the rehearsal.
Yeah. And
your priest was a hard ass.
He was. Listen, he's a cool priest. You can definitely joke around with him. You can fuck around with him. But when it comes to his actual ceremony and shit, because he knows me. He knows I always joke around, and I fucked around so much. Like every time we'd leave the marriage course, I'd fight with my wife, which is kind of like counterintuitive to the whole thing. But because I'd always fuck around, so he knew what kind of person I was, and he probably imagined my friends and family would be the same way. So I'm thinking that's why he called for no jokes during the ceremony.
In your act, in any of your acts, did you ever use a story when I came to your school with my friend? Let's call him Fred.
Oh yeah, no, not yet.
Okay, I gotta know what that story is. Let's not
speak his name.
That was the fucking I can't.
What happened with Fred?
No, dude, I've been working for the last year. I've been trying to find a solid 5 minutes. So I haven't gotten to too many stories.
We'll tell you the story one time, Amir. That was fantastic.
I'll tell it now. Steve, as like I said, in my childhood, has always been my idol, and Steve loved basketball. Okay, big Lakers fan, big Magic Johnson fan. I knew nothing about basketball, but Steve had a nice Lakers jacket. I needed to have a Lakers jacket, so I got a Lakers jacket. And in my school, there were these older guys that really liked my jacket.
Which school? Notre Dame?
No, École Pasteur. I was in elementary.
Oh, okay.
But that school had started having high school, so I was in grade 4 or 5, and there were Sec 1 and Sec 2 students, and they put me in a corner. They roughed me up, and they kind of tried to take my jacket away from me. But then a teacher came and they broke it up. So what I did is I used a payphone and I called Steve, saying that these guys kind of roughed me up for my Lakers jacket. So he says, okay, what time do you finish school? Steve was already in high school, 4 years older than me. He was already driving at that time. And
the Arab in Steve, he goes, what time do you finish school?
Yeah. Just like, what did they do? None of that. What time do you finish? And for the record, Steve's high school was, and for you people watching who know this, what was it called? Say it.
Émile Legault.
So Émile Legault, yes.
The blue prison with no windows and perfectly designed for where it was.
It's juvie, basically.
Yeah.
So he just asked, what time do you...
Ouais,
je pense que le poste de police est venu après.
Et l'entrepôt Sears. So both very dangerous. Yeah.
Les mères des élèves qui faisaient le service à la clientèle venaient chercher leurs enfants arabes, cambodgiens, tout ça, à Amir Latif. What time do you finish? I tell him the time I finish. He's like, okay, see you later. See you later. Okay. So I leave the school. I walk out. I'm looking. I see Steve come out of his car. Just Steve by himself. He's like, okay, so who's this guy? And I point him out, but they're like, 5, 6 guys. They're in a group. They're bigger than me, so I'm intimidated. So I point at the guys, and Steve looks at back at his car. I forget exactly what it does, but for argument's sake, he just went like this, and 4 or 5 came out. But 4 or 5 cars packed with people just open the doors and they walk out and they walk towards me. Steve brought like 15 people with him. Fucking, Émile Legault.
The worst of the worst.
The worst of the worst. They had criminal records. They've added to those criminal records since.
Remember, we're in high school. I'm only in Sec 3 or something, and I brought a guy with a neck tattoo. Let's call him Fred.
So I didn't know what the hell was happening, but I see all these 15 guys, and then Fred, Steve's most enthusiastic friend, goes, "Ça va, man?" I'm like, wait, this guy's huge. This guy's huge. He's like, "Qui t'a touché, man?" I'm like, mais c'est pas qui t'a touché. So I was scared to get my ass kicked by not telling him who tried to kick my ass. So I point at the guy. So he walks up to the guy, and he's much bigger than the other guy. He goes, and he brings me, but with my collar. He pulls me. He's like, "Viens avec moi." He goes, "Hey, toi, tu as touché? Ça c'est mon ami, ça." And he's petting me. "Ça c'est mon ami ici. Ça c'est mon ami. T'as touché à mon ami?" He's like, "T'aimes son manteau, mon ami? Hein? T'as touché à mon ami?" He's like, "Non, j'ai pas fait mal, là." He's like, "Montre-moi ce que tu as fait." And the guy just put his hand on my jacket to show like he was just looking at and as soon as the guy touched my jacket, he slapped the shit out of him. "Pow! Tu touches pas, mon ami, mon tabarnak! Tu le touches une autre fois, je te tue! Toi et ta famille au complet! Toi et tes amis!" And his 5, 6 friends just backed the fuck up. Steve didn't need those 15 guys. He just needed that one Fred. That one Fred that had murder in his eyes. And then my mom arrived. My mom, not knowing that I had called her little brother, Steve. And then the principal came out. And I briefed my mom real quick. And the principal's like, "C'est quoi ça, cette manière d'agir? C'est de l'intimidation? C'est quoi, c'est vagabond?" And my mom, knowing what happened, she's like, "Ferme ta gueule, espèce de pute." I'm like, oh shit, my mom is calling the principal an espèce de pute. I'm like, this is great and awful. I don't know how to feel about this. And espèce de pute, tu laisses mon enfant se faire intimider par ces animaux. And then they got into a fight and it was amazing. Best time of my life. Best time of my life. So I could have gotten kicked out, but I didn't because then my mom threatened something that, I had gotten roughed up in the schoolyard, and no one ever bothered me again. Thanks to Fred.
And I tell you, Fred, I mean, again, I see him every 5, 6, 7 years sometimes. If I call him today and tell him, like, my third cousin was assaulted by some old woman, he'll fucking show up to help. And I remember, like, this was in the old neighborhood, like near Painter Park. And I remember one time, sometimes I get nostalgic, right? And I'm driving home and I drive through the neighborhood, and I swear to God, this was about 2 or 3 years ago. I'm driving through the neighborhood and I see my buddy Fred face on the hood of a cop car. Like literally, like he's fucking there, and I'm fucking driving, and I swear to God, I'm driving like this. The fuck is going like? And he's on the hood of the car. "Steve, man, how's it going?" "Don't fucking talk to me now." I'm like just speeding, and this fucking happened. This was about 3 years ago. I'm like, motherfucker.
Yeah. I want to see this Fred now.
Oh, Fred, his hands will fucking just take over your whole face. Like it's just
grosse tête, là.
He can palm you.
Amir.
C'est comme baseball, genre?
Amir.
Oh, I went. Painter Park was a rough park, and so me and him would play ball. And at one point, this one guy wanted to fight him, and this guy, let's go. So they go into the baseball field, and Greg's like, it gives me the ball. He's like, I'll be right back. And he goes to the baseball field, and I see it from far, and this guy is doing all this fucking warm up taekwondo or karate or whatever. Like he's a martial arts guy, and you just see Greg just staring at him like he's doing all this shit. Literally,
Fred.
Yeah, Fred. It literally took fucking 10 seconds. The guy was on the floor bleeding. Greg came back. He's like, all right, pass a rock. Like it was
Fred.
Done. It's out of the bag now. It's fucking.
I didn't hear his name.
You know,
what was his name?
Greg.
You
Great
played
guy.
poker with him.
We have?
Yeah, you have too.
Have you been there with the
Jean
way
Le Volcan.
Jean Tremblay?
Oui, Jean Le Volcan. Oui,
by the way, I can say Jean Tremblay. There's probably 700 in Montreal alone, so it doesn't matter.
I know Jean, but what happened with Jean?
Oh, at one point, remember when we were playing at here on Lacadie? We were playing poker, and Greg was losing and losing.
Sur l'Acadie, Amir, là, où il y a du côté du Sharkies, là, un étage en haut, dans un des bureaux près du Amir, entre le Amir puis le.
We used to call it rounders.
Cora.
J'ai jamais joué là, moi.
No? Okay, so we were there, and remember his girlfriend, very hot, looked like Mila Kunis. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so Greg's losing, and I think he's down like $500-600 or something, and then his girlfriend shows up, right? And now he starts playing a little different, and he wins a couple of hands, and he turns to her and he goes, "See, I'm winning, right?" I guess she had a problem with him gambling. Jean decides to say, "Yeah, but you just lost like $600-700 like 20 minutes ago." Oh my! He was okay. Now, Jean had left his car at the office, which was literally an hour and a half walk from where we were. He said, "Yeah, I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna walk." And I think it was fucking November or something. Like it was still cold. He just decided, he's like, "Well, I don't want to die. I'd rather go through potential frostbite and walk for an hour and a half to get the fuck out of here." Like he was gonna kill him.
Amir, l'affaire la plus drôle que tu peux vivre, c'est de demander à Vincent de décrire Fred puis comment il fait peur. Parce que Vincent va peut-être pisser dans ses culottes juste à décrire à quel point ce gars-là fait peur.
Attends 2 secondes. Mais cette histoire que tu as racontée, ça m'est familier à moi. Mais c'est quoi l'affaire de l'Acadie? Où est-ce qu'on a joué à l'Acadie? Chez qui?
Tu te rappelles l'étudiant de Vincent, Steven?
Le grec, là?
Oui. Ouais. Son père avait une place Rounders qu'on appelait Rounders.
Non, j'ai pas joué.
C'était juste vraiment un poker room.
C'est-tu arrivé une fois seulement ou on a joué?
Non, on a joué là une dizaine de fois, je pense.
Non, je me rappelle pas de ça.
Yeah.
Non, je me rappelle de lui, Steven, à ton bureau, avec whatever, sur Alexignon, là, quand il était là.
Oh, those were fucking, we used to be there till fucking 5 in the morning on Friday nights. And every morning we questioned our lives. Every Saturday morning, like how did we get here?
It was. I've never looked forward to a day of the week as much as those days, man.
It was fun.
It was extremely fun.
Yeah.
Just hanging with the boys and losing a whole bunch of money and.
Moi, je me rappelle, j'oublierai jamais quand j'ai commencé à jouer au poker, puis Steve essayait de m'apprendre comment jouer. Puis moi, j'étais stubborn. J'avais été all-in avec 10 high, puis Steve m'a call avec Jack high. On the river!
You were on a straight draw.
I don't remember what I was at. I was just trying to think the money. You called me with nothing, with a jack high.
No, I didn't call you with nothing. I called you with better than you. That's the only thing that matters in poker.
Bro, honestly, it's the gutsiest thing I've ever seen.
Not when you know what you're doing. And
Jack
Steve
high.
knows what he's doing all the time at the poker table, man. That's another fascinating thing about Steve, man. Great fucking poker player. Remembers every hand, knows exactly what he's doing all the time. But in your poker career, you're like up for sure, right? If you count every single time you've played.
Yeah, and well, especially when we played regularly, I think most of the time I came out on top. And recently, like, to be honest,
I've only saw you lose twice. Honestly, like down at the end of the night in our cash games, only twice, and it was in the last like 2 years or something.
Yeah, who was it? Was it you, Amir, when we went to Aquasasni? Or who was? No, it was Marco. Remember that? Okay, sorry. Let's not use real name. Let's call him Fred.
I've never been to Aquasasni.
No, okay. So Marco, Fred was. So I still remember folding fucking pocket queens on a 2-5-7 flop against his pocket kings, and so anyway, so we're going to Aquasasni and we're driving there, and it's like an hour and 20-minute drive, and the whole time saying, guys, we're gonna go and try and win other people's money. Let's try and avoid getting into big hands against each other. Marco, if I'm in a hand with you and I'm fucking betting hard, I'm not trying to bluff you out like it's our Friday night game. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, no problem. Okay, you're sure? Yeah. Okay.
What did Marco do?
Yeah, go to the casino. Literally, we sit at the same table. Not even the second hand, not the third hand, the first fucking hand. Okay? I get pocket aces. Okay? Some guy raises pre-flop, he raises, I re-raise on top of him. So I'm telling you, I'm fucking strong. The two guys call. Flop comes again, blank flop. So this guy checks, I bet. The other guy folds. Instead of just calling my bet or folding or whatever, he pushes all in. I call him immediately. He had pocket jacks, I had pocket aces. I doubled up on him in the first hand. He just did not understand. Like, it was fucking terrible.
Comprenait pas, genre.
No, I'm telling you, and I'm almost telling him, I'm like, aces, rockets, like, what do you want me to do? No, he decides to push all in, and if he would have just called, I would, because the other guy was in the hand, so that's why I bet. When the other guy folded, if he were just called, I would have checked it down. No, he decided to push all in on the flop. When he folded a fucking full house to Dory's flush.
My brother, yeah. Twice.
Yeah.
Twice he did that.
Yeah.
But we never stopped making fun of him. Before every game after that, we'd give him the hand rankings. Here, Fred, you're going to need this.
Fred. I'm going to start calling everyone Fred.
It's a good covert name.
Yeah.
All right, so
there's that all right again.
That is that all right. We've been there for like a good hour and something, and the audience is going to.
Yeah, I'd say a third of the bottle.
Oh, that's good. So keep it for next time, Steve. On va te réinviter, c'est sûr. Thank you very much, guys.
I don't think so, Steve. That's what every host says to every guest. Yeah, come by anytime. But that's not true. We're not going to have you anytime soon.
Hey, you know what? I got close to the sun. This was my dream come true. And I'm very happy to be on this show.
But to end it seriously,
yeah.
Like I wasn't kissing your ass about you being the funniest guy I know. If you ever have the aspiration, like during the quarantine, whatever you have any time, you want to write a 5 minutes and you want to come do it at our Wednesday night show, you're more than welcome. Seriously. If you don't, great. At least you know we think you're fucking hilarious.
He will. He promised everyone here he will, and he will.
Yes, he
just when you say
everyone,
can I know? Yeah, it's 6 people.
No,
the way I do it, No, if I promise to more than 3 people, I have to hold it. So if it's 6,
Okay,
yeah.
Right now,
That's my personal rule. If it's more than 3, I got to do it. If it's 2, fuck it.
Right now, we have 6 people.
Really? And
dont Simon Dubuc, which I think Simon Dubuc went to school with us, didn't he?
OK, oui, mais attends, comment tu vois qui regarde?
Ben moi, j'ai cliqué sur l'affaire, j'ai baissé le volume, puis je vois, je viens de voir Simon Dubuc is watching. Mais dis-moi, on a été à l'école avec Simon Dubuc?
Oui, on a été à l'école avec Simon Dubuc, certainement.
Parce que ça se peut que j'ai passé 5 ans au Collège Notre-Dame avec Simon Dubuc et jamais que je lui ai adressé la parole.
Non, Simon Dubuc,
Fred? On a parlé. Moi, j'ai parlé plus souvent. Mais toi et moi, on n'était même pas amis, espèce de couillon.
C'est ça. Puis après, mes standards ont baissé et nous voilà.
Oui, mais Simon Dubuc, il est même... Non, Simon Dubuc, je pense qu'il est même venu au Conventum en 2017.
En tout cas, what's up, Simon Dubuc, shout out. Profites-en. C'est peut-être le seul shout out que tu vas avoir sur un podcast de ta vie. Profites-en.
Peut-être pas. Peut-être qu'il est dans plein de podcasts et toi, tu n'es juste pas au courant de rien. Tu sais pas.
Yeah.
Ça se peut. Yeah. On apprécie ta présence, Simon Dubuc.
Ouais. Sur ce, écoutez, merci beaucoup d'être là, les gars.
Hey, thanks, Steve. This was last minute. We appreciate it.
Thank you. We'll do it again.
Yeah, and
we
just went over that. No, we won't.
No, but
you will, bro.
You know what? Maybe when I'm like traveling again in another country and I could like bring in people.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes, a live.
Yeah, now
you're start charging people for
a live hooker showing.
Now you're fucking interested. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, guys.
Merci à tout le monde qui a regardé, que ce soit pour 1 minute, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Thank you all for watching. This is literally my Uncle Steve. Great guy. Don't follow him on any platform because he's not on any platform.
He's not, but we are. Vous pouvez me follow à moi. Vous voyez en dessous de mon nom. À commercial, at Real Amir Latif sur Facebook et sur YouTube et sur Instagram. Et Danny Z, vas-y.
Comme c'est écrit, Real Danny Z sur ma page d'humoriste sur Facebook. Je viens d'embarquer sur Instagram. Je ne suis pas sûr comment ça marche, mais at Real Danny Z sur Instagram. Merci à tout le monde. On va continuer à faire des podcasts avec des gens intéressants. Peut-être pas aussi intéressants que Steve, mais on va essayer d'en trouver. Puis, any last words, Mr. Steve G?
No, thank you very much. And hopefully I can write something and do 5 minutes on your show.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
And if ever you need any help for anything or whatever, you want advice on like what you wrote, comme si tu veux de feedback, Danny et moi, on va rien faire pour toi.
Perfect. So it's business as usual then.
No, but if you want good constructive feedback, we know people.
I don't even believe that.
Why would quality people be involved with you? Yeah. All right. Peace out, tout le monde.
Ciao, guys.
Peace out. Ciao. Bye.